felt the same way. I saw bloodshot. I think I was super sugar. Fine, go down. No issues, right? Somebody let it lapse. So once continuous. Somebody did a renew it.
Oh, it's that one. This one?
This is for me.
Testing, testing. Testing.
That's work.
One, two, one, one. Test. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. 1, 2.
Plug in, it's on.
The mic's not working.
1, 1. 1, 1.
I know I need to stop, but I have no mic now. What am I going to do?
One, two, one, 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 two.
I just stand here all night. I'll just sit here all night.
One. One, two, one, two.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to ask everyone. We're going to be starting. Good evening, everyone. I know there are a lot of people here tonight. I'm going to ask everyone if we could just quiet because we're going to begin the board meeting. I apologize. I know there's a lot of folks here this evening. There's not enough seats in the meeting room, but we're going to begin the program because we do have a long agenda and we have an exciting start to our fiscal year 23. Okay, thank you. I want to recognize some dignitaries who are here today. Testing, testing. We're going to present you with a plaque, Lori. So if you could step up, Chair Lori Willis, former chair. Lori was no stranger with the gavel. She used it very well, so we gave her a parting gift of a gavel that she can hang on. We have former chair. And in the office, we have a plaque because
for no pay, and you are the head of an agency. So we recognize all of our chairs, and Lori, you're on the list now. Thank you. Without you.
She wants in the picture. Auntie, you can watch. It says Jane has his own. Jane, you'll get one for you. Come on.
Turn it upside down. Dorothy, you want to get the picture? Dorothy, you want to get the picture?
I do not.
Come on.
Okay.
Can you still hear me? Okay, I'll talk very loud. So I would like to next call Councilmember Justin Brannan up to perform the oath of office.
And our treasurer, Shirley Chin. Dorothy is the Geek Squad. She is. Thank you, Dorothy. I do not like that job. Councilman Brannan?
Charter of the City of New York. The Constitution of the State of New York. So help me God. Congratulations. Okay.
Jane, invite Jane.
All right. Jane, you want to come up? Bring the whole crew up.
Bring the whole crew.
Capatanacus clan.
Multi-generation.
It's your last chance. You sure you want to do this?
Exits too far.
Okay. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay. I state your name.
I, Jane Marie Capatanacus,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute the office of
that I will faithfully execute the office of Chair
Brooklyn Community Board 10
of Brooklyn Community Board 10
and will do so to the best of my ability
and will do so to the best of my ability
to uphold the bylaws of Community Board 10,
to uphold the bylaws of Community Board 10,
the Charter of the City of New York,
the Charter of the City of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
and the Constitution of the State of New York.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Chair.
Or up here too. I'm so happy that my husband George is here with me tonight. He's carried my books since we were teenagers, and he never expected that my school bags would still be so heavy. We have raised our children, Catherine, Georgina, and John, in this neighborhood, and I'm delighted that John and Joanna and Griffin are here with me tonight. I am also so thankful to my PS69 family who are here with me, and to the rest of our family and friends who are joining us on YouTube. Our school community surrounds me with love and support each day, and I am so grateful to have you here by my side. I am invested in this neighborhood because this is where I have the privilege to both live and work engagement of the arts. I have kept that at the heart of my work in District 20's public schools, and since 2006, I've been the proud principal of PS69. And that is what started my involvement with Community Board 10. I needed help getting a traffic signal by our school. How could you have a school without one traffic signal? I had to learn about the process of advocating for a traffic light by going to the Traffic and Transportation Committee meetings. When our school was overcrowded, I joined the School Construction Authority. I was so happy to be nominated to serve on the community board as an appointee of former Borough President Marty Markowitz, then for former Borough President and now Mayor Eric Adams, and our current Borough President Antonio Reynoso. But whenever it comes to making a decision or a choice about what to do or whether I should do something, my reason is always about children. Whether it was my own child or children coming to school, or maybe my grandchildren. Children are always on my mind. They give me hope and they keep me motivated. I wanted to share the inspiring power of our children by introducing all of you to a few of the students from PS 69 who are here tonight with their violin teacher, Ms. Joanna Matry from the Noel Pointer Foundation. Please welcome them. Thank you.
Congrats to Ms. Kaptanakis. She's supported us for many years and helps us to have almost 70 students playing violin at our school. And we're going to be playing a little bit of Pachelbel's Canon in her honor.
Thank you so much. Now, whenever you, our committee members, ask yourself, why am I doing this on a Monday night? Why am I at a committee meeting? I want you to close your eyes. I want you to listen for the children, and I want you to remember this moment. I know that I will. I thank you for this honor to serve as chair of Community Board 10. Thank you. And now I have to take a picture with my PS 69 family. Thank you. If I could ask our teachers, our staff members, our families, parents who came, please, we shared it. Thank you so much. And you know, it is a school night, so please excuse the children have to get home. So thank you so much. I know, including Griffin, it's past his bedtime as well. So I do appreciate everyone coming out, and thank you so much for letting me share this night with my school community. And they are my family. And that's one of my work daughters, my assistant principal, Lisa Fernandez. Thank you for helping us. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Okay. So, now we can start with our Pledge of Allegiance. We will now begin tonight's meeting for allegiance. May I ask you please stand. Our flag is here in the corner. Salute, pledge. I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you. The first item on our agenda is an adoption of the agenda. May we have a motion to adopt the agenda? Dorothy, I see we have our motion and it's seconded. Thank you so much. All in favor? Thank you. Next, we have to have an adoption of the minutes from June 13th. May I have a motion? I see we have one, and seconded. There we go. All in favor? Thank you. And now we will go on to our public session. We have a very lengthy public session tonight. We have quite a few speakers who have signed up to speak. But we are going to start with our city council member. Please welcome Justin Brannan.
Congratulations, Jane. Congratulations, all the new board members. This is our first meeting in person since... Wow. Yeah. It's our first official meeting back since COVID, so this is a big deal, and it's great to see such a big turnout tonight. Community board is truly where the rubber meets the road, so it's great to see so many neighbors out here. I'll be as quick as I can. I'm Councilmember Justin Brannan. The main thing I wanted to talk about tonight was just to make sure people are taking advantage of it. We passed with the state check. Each homeowner, if you qualify, will receive about $450 between the two rebates. So most of the rebates will come automatically if you already qualify. If you haven't received a check yet, it's two separate checks, one from the state, one from the city. If you haven't received those yet, call our office and we can show you how to make sure you're applying for that to access that money. I know a lot of folks have gotten their checks, but some haven't. They're coming out on a rolling basis. This is the first time in 15 years that the city and the state has given a property tax rebate. We still have a lot of work to do to actually fix property taxes, but in the meantime, this is a sort of a rebate while you wait. We are happy to announce that we've hit the $50 million mark on renovations to our parks and playgrounds. Basically, my district goes basically from Colonial Road all the way to Cropsey Avenue. It's about over 100 acres of parkland. So I've been doing everything I can over the past couple of years to renovate or at least allocate the funds and secure the funds to renovate all of our parks and playgrounds. There isn't going to be a park or a playground or a basketball court or a tennis court that isn't going to be renovated by the time we're through, so I'm very happy about that as we make our way through. And that's really it. I want to leave enough time to hear from the public tonight. But I appreciate everybody coming down. As always, my office is on 82nd and 3rd Avenue. No problem is too big or too small. Reach out to my office. We're there to help. And let's have a good meeting tonight. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, and now we will continue with Nancy Lulu from the Brooklyn DA's office.
You're welcome. Good evening, everyone. It's great to be here, and it's great to see everyone in person. I would like to introduce myself formally, because this is my first in-person meeting with Community Board 10. My name is Nancy Lulu. I'm from the Brooklyn DA's Office of Public Engagement. I am appointed as the point of contact to Community Board 10 and the 68 precinct. So if there's anything you would like to address with our office, you could either reach out to myself, and I'll leave my business cards, or to the Action Center. But I would like to extend greetings on behalf of DA Gonzalez. The Brooklyn DA's office has been extremely busy throughout the summer, not just prosecuting cases and taking care of legal matters, but also holding and participating in community events. I also would like to share that we will be holding a Hispanic Heritage Month event on October 3rd from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Williamsburg Hotel. RSVPs are required. It is a free event, and I encourage you to come and RSVP at communityaffairs@brooklynda.org or call 718-250-3888. And like I said in the beginning, if there is a matter, an issue, something you would like to address with our office, a complaint, you could call the Action Center at 718-250-2340. And I would like to congratulate our new chair, the new chair of Community Board 10, and also thank you for your lead, the outgoing chair. Thank you for your leadership and your service. And to all the community board member chairs, thank you for your service. And I look forward to working with everybody. And thank you to Community Board 10 for all the outstanding work that you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And next we will welcome Jessica Callow from the Brooklyn Borough President's Office. Please come up. After Jessica, our next speaker will be Richard Day from DSNY. So if you want to prepare to speak next. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Callow. I'm from Borough President Reynoso's office. First, I want to give a thank you to Lori Willis. It was so much a pleasure getting to know you over the last couple of years. And thank you to Jane. I look forward to working with you. Borough President's been busy over the last couple months over the summer, but I see we have a long list, so I don't want to get to that. Highlights, FY23 capital budget. As you might have heard, we gave $45 million of full capital budget to the 3 Brooklyn hospitals. It was one of the Borough President's main points that he wanted to really deliver on, so he committed his full capital budget to it. This week, we have our Georgian American event on Thursday at Borough Hall, 6 p.m., I believe. Please follow us on social media. You can find us on our webpage. BKBP Reynoso is the social media handle. And other than that, thank you and welcome to all new board members. If you have any questions or if you feel like my office or me could be of any help, please reach out to me. I'll be in the back most of the meeting. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, and now we will welcome Richard Day from DSNY regarding leaf collection. Next up will be Frank Fontana from the Department of Buildings. Thank you.
Hey folks, hopefully you can hear me. Hi, my name is Richard Day. I'm a board member most of the time, but right now I'm representing the Department of Sanitation. It's a little bit early, but I'm going to talk to you about our special fall leaf collection that's coming up. We've got 2 dates in November and December where residents can set out their leaves in paper, lawn, and leaf bags like I have with me today, or in unlined rigid containers. And why you'd want to do that is because we will then collect it on those days and we'll actually compost it instead of it just going to trash. So getting out a little bit ahead of that, the dates are actually November 20th and December 4th. So you'll hear more about it in the coming months. We'll definitely get it in the newsletter, and you should also be getting a mailer about it. So I've got a few free paper, lawn, and leaf bags with me today, and we'll also be providing the office with a few hundred of them. So if you want to stop by there to pick up a few, please feel free to. And that's all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you once again, and now Frank Fontana from the Department of Buildings. Next up will be Morris Denmark with library announcements. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Frank Fontana. I'm the community liaison for Community Board 10 in Brooklyn. So it's nice to see everybody back in person. Just a couple of the agency announcements. First is the buildings after hours. So prior to the pandemic, it was called Customer Service Night. It's been reintroduced as buildings after hours. So every Tuesday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., any property owner, business owner can attend the buildings department at 210 Geraldman Street. No appointment needed. If you have any questions about violations, planned work, permits, research, staff and plan examiners will be available to answer any of your questions. Earlier last week, the department announced the first ever Bureau for Sustainability, and it's headed by Deputy Commissioner Laura Popa. So she will basically oversee and spearhead all the agency initiatives regarding to energy efficiency, Local Law 97, which regulates some of the largest buildings in the city, and the agency, the commissioner, and the administration is committed to carbon neutral, to meet their carbon neutral goals in the future. And then lastly, a new resource that was announced this week with the Department of Buildings. We are partnering with the small business services. So the mayor is committed to working with the small business community, and there's a new program available, which basically is a one-on-one guidance with any business owner that wishes to open a business or any ongoing construction projects. So that may include projects, inspections, permits, and general advice. So the more information we're giving, more guidance we're giving to business owners on how to open a business, or if they have planned work, we're giving them the support they need to get those projects done faster, the permits approved quicker, so they get their business up and running. And all this information is on our website. If you visit newyorkcity.gov/buildings, it's on the front page. So I do encourage you to go there. And then lastly, once you're there, you could also sign up for the Buildings News as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As I said, next will be Morris Denmark speaking about library announcements. After he speaks, we will have Lou Lisi regarding hospital hotel issues at 86th Street.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. All right, good evening. My name is Morris Denmark. I'm the manager of the Fort Hamilton Library down on 4th Avenue and 95th. And just a few announcements. It's been a long time since we've been in person, of course. But the library is open. It is open actually Monday through Saturday. We're back in business. We're open. And at this time, we are giving out free COVID test kits. If anybody wants one or multiples, they can come into the library. They're free, and we'll just give them to you. It's at all Brooklyn Public Libraries, my branch, Bay Ridge branch, and Dyker Heights down the road. And at my branch, the Fort Hamilton Library, we have a new librarian, new children's librarian, and we will be holding story times on Monday morning at 10:30 and Saturday mornings at 10:30. And extension, there are now, due to the library, we are no longer collecting fees for overdue books. All materials, DVDs, books, there are no fines, but of course we do want the books back. There is an extended loan period for DVDs. It is now 21 days instead of 7. And as I said, no more late fees. And we just got new computers for the libraries. Ours were put in about 2 weeks ago. Very nice, larger monitors on the computers, and we have 8 for adults and 8 for children. Of course, we do copy services at the library, color and black and white, and black and white is 10 cents, color copies are 50 cents. And there's a library app. If you go to your app store, Brooklyn Public Library, you can download our app, and you can put holds, requests in for books that you would like to read, and select which library you would like to pick up your book at. So that's a good thing. Apps, and you can renew your books with the library app on your phone, and you can also download, of course, ebooks. That's it. Okay. All right, I'm done. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Don't make me use my gavel. All right. Don't make me use that gavel already. Next, so we have Lou Lisi to please come up, and after Lou, we will have Fran Vella-Marone from the Dyker Heights Civic Association.
Okay, I have a few questions, but 2 that are very important to myself and a few people in the community. My first question is Victory Memorial Hospital. What is being done there? Is it going to be replaced? Is it going to be a treat and release? Because, you know, I've been living here about 40 years, and we're in need of a hospital or a treat and release or something there. That building's been empty probably for 6-7 years, and I don't really know what's going on with it. So I'd like to know that. And the hotel that's being built on 86th Street, is that going to wind up being a homeless shelter, or is it going to be something for the influx of immigrants coming in this country? Don't know anything about that. One other thing, the semi-trucks around the golf course, I don't think they're doing a lot for our neighborhood right now, and I'd like to get an update on that. And one other thing, the traffic on 86th Street between the new school and the hotel, is anything going to be done about that to alleviate some of the traffic? Because there's definitely going to be traffic problems there. That's it. Thank you.
We're going to turn to Councilmember Brannan for some reports on those items.
Okay. Lou, I want to make sure, your name is Lou, right? I just want to make sure I answer all the questions. The first one was hospital. Okay. So the Victor Memorial site is soon going to be home to a Maimonides Health Emergency Department. Not treat and release, different from City MD like that. It's going to be a real deal emergency department routed through 911, able to, if you're having a heart attack or something like that, ambulances will take you to Maimonides. So different from a treat and release. And the plan, thank you. And the plan is for that to hopefully be open by the end of the year, early. It's also related to the parking question. So what we're looking to do there is actually, now that you're going to have more staff and more people using the emergency room, is to put in back-end angle parking along the strip where you see the 18-wheelers parking overnight, which would kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You're going to have more parking for residents and also for the staff at the new hospital, and also it'll prevent trucks from parking there overnight. What else? Okay, the hotel. So the hotel that's going up across from where the school's going to be at Nathan's. So according to zoning laws, they're allowed to build a hotel there. We don't have any power to stop them from building a hotel. We are working with them to try to come to an agreement to sell the property to a developer who's looking to do something else and not build a hotel. As far as the homeless hotels, Eric Adams is no longer doing homeless hotels. They're phasing that out. You're seeing hotels being used for some of the migrant families now. But as far as long-term hotel shelters, they're homeless shelters, they're not doing hotel shelters anymore. The ones that do exist, they're phasing out, and they're not entering into any new contracts there. So I personally don't think we need a hotel there. I think we need a lot of things. I don't think we need a hotel. I don't have the power to stop them from building it because the zoning law allows them, unfortunately, to build a hotel there. We've been speaking with the developers. They have other hotels across the city. It's the parent company that owns Holiday Inn. It's like one of their lines. Their other hotels, they're not doing homeless hotels either. They just want to open a hotel. I think we need housing or we need something else there rather than a hotel. So we're working with them to try to figure that out. I think that was it. Yeah. No, I did the truck with the thing. Yeah. So I think that's everything. Traffic, right? Okay, yeah. So we were out there a couple of weeks ago with DOT. Basically, we told them, look, if you want to build a school there, we desperately need schools. It's a hairy intersection. To come to us with a plan of how they're, action items of what they're going to do to make it safer, to actually make sure it's safe for the kids, and they're going to come forward and show us that before we open the school. I think ultimately it could make it better for everybody there. We all know that intersection can be a disaster. Traffic gets backed up near the golf course and all that stuff, and we want to make it as safe as we can for everybody. So, unfortunately, we desperately need schools. We don't have a lot of place to build them. So if we have a vacant lot of land, we want to put a school there. District 20 is... We can't do that. We can't do that. It's too small. It's just not, it doesn't work like that. No. So District 20 is one of the best school districts in the city, but unfortunately, because of that, it's a catch-22. It's also one of the most overcrowded districts in the city. So, but I think that's everything. So we have a plan for all this stuff. Stay in touch with me. Stay in touch with my office. I'm an open book. We want to make everything as best as we can for everyone that lives here now and then all the future residents. So thanks, Lou.
Thank you so much. Please welcome Fran Bella Marone is up next from the Dyker Heights Civic Association. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jane. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I'm here tonight to talk about a situation that's been concerning the residents of Dyker Heights for many years now, and that's sewers on 10th Avenue. Okay? Back in 1999, they replaced the sewer line from 67th Street to 77th. They stopped at 77th Street. Why? We don't know. We needed to go continual to 86th Street because the residents of 10th Avenue in Dyker Heights are experiencing extreme flooding every time it rains. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable, and it has to stop. It's unacceptable, and it has to stop.
That's right. And every time we complain, it falls on deaf ears.
So I am tonight, as the president of Dyker Heights Civic Association, on behalf of the Civic Association, asking the DEP to do that project, put it on that capital project list so that it'll be on the top of the list of Community Board Center's requests for capital projects. It's very important that we do that. So I'm requesting that tonight. I'm going to put it all in writing to the DEP, to the city, and to Community Board 10. And we have to get it done now.
Thank you. Thank you. I believe that the next... Thank you so much. I believe that the next 8 speakers are all here to share your concerns about the flooding and the sewers and the situation up in Dyker Heights. Earlier this evening, we had a representative from our Brooklyn Borough President's office and also from the Brooklyn DA's office and also from the Department of Buildings. So all of those speakers who were here before who asked what they can do for our community, I need you to listen and pay attention, take notes. This is at the heart of what our citizens are asking for. So may I please ask now for Brad Hennessy to come up. Brad, you will be followed by Ramona Manzi. Yes, and all of our speakers coming up now are all speaking about the flooding and the sewers. We ask you to please take 1 minute for your speaking. Thank you, as it is all echoing the same concerns. Thank you.
I'll try. A minute is really not enough. Hello, my name is Brad Hennessy. I live on 10th Avenue between 81st and 82nd Street. You're looking at one of the people the DEP in New York City sewer system floods with toxic sewer water in every heavy rain anymore. Who knows what it's going to do to our health? Many news outlets have reported the CDC surges are watched by the sewer system, which is like COVID numbers, polio, monkeypox, and God knows what else. And it's all in the sewer system, and it's in our homes. We don't live in a flood zone. We don't have oceanfront view, a lake, river, pond view. In fact, I don't even have a pool. A typical occurrence on the block is all the neighbors texting each other, talking about weather radars and possibility of flood. In fact, it happened at 5 p.m. tonight. The text started. We all checked our pumps, wished each other the best of luck. Hopefully it doesn't rain hard. It also doesn't help that we live down from one of the many hills of Dyker Heights. Many of the down streets have bigger pipes than we have, which obviously blocks our smaller avenue pipe and doesn't allow anything to go through. On Tuesday, September 13th, the sewer flooded and kicked back into our homes again. At this time, 4:30 a.m. I'm at work. My wife called in a panic. The pump's failing. The pump's failing. Well, lucky me, I have a second pump. But who in the right mind in Brooklyn, not near water, needs a second pump? But thank God I had it. She's nervous to plug it in because she's soaking wet, sitting in sewage water, and am I going to get electrocuted? She should not have to worry about that ever. Our houses are working correctly. The water can't get out. It's just kicking back in. So Vinny tried to help and said, just plug it in. He can't be there because he's trying to get his water under control. People have valves. They're going through the valves. It's going through pipe caps. It's blowing off. Where one of my neighbors got hurt when she went down and broke her arm. So I just don't know what else we can do. I called Brandon. I flipped out on your office. I went to Malatakis. They didn't give me the time of day. I called Gennardis. They listened. So we call 311 right after this horrible thing at 4:30 in the morning, as that's what we wake up to, sewer water, and we bleach. And there's the DEP, 2 hours later? Yeah, there's nothing in the... I could have told you that. It's already gone. We've already bleached. We're going to try to go back to sleep and then go to work. We call 311, and still, all they do is nothing. We see our reports get killed. We've thrown out personal items, memories of stuff that we wanted to keep. It's now toxic garbage. Why is no one coming out to check our damage? Not even see us throwing this stuff out or cleaning. I'm not going away. I'm going to keep on calling. It's annoying as hell, but I'm going to keep on doing it until someone does something. This project was on the slate to be done. It shouldn't even be being assessed. It should just be started because they stopped it. I just want to say one more thing. If I were to cut my sewer, because I have to handle this and dump it in the street, I would get sued and fined every day. Every day until I fix it. So why is it okay for the DEP to be throwing crap into my house? Without any fine, any fix, no. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Brad, and thank you for speaking so passionately about the needs and concerns of you and your neighbors. So if Ramona Manzi could please come up. Once again, is Ramona Manzi here? Am I pronouncing that correctly? No? may have left. Are you here? Oh, thank you. And next, I didn't see. And next we will have James Nicholson after her.
So my name is Ramona Monzi. I'm actually new to Dyker Heights. I've been living here 13 years. I originally came from Borough Park, but I went to Fort Hamilton High School. I know the neighborhood very well. I'm on 82nd and 10th, and last year when we had that Hurricane Ida, my basement walk-in apartment got totally flooded. We had 5 feet of water. Okay, and it reached to the kitchen. The bedroom downstairs, which was a beautiful wood bedroom, is totally warped. All of the tiles that I had just recently put down are popping up. I have a tenant that lives there for 13 years. He's wonderful. Thank God for him, because I was hysterical. He, his brother, everybody, we were all outside trying to clean the drains and to stop the water, mopping up the water, towels everywhere. I don't want to tell you what we went through. Again, just recently, last week, okay, the same thing happened, and my tenant at 4 o'clock in the morning crawled out of his window to get outside so that he could clear the drains, because if he opened up the door, we would have had another 3 feet of water. So I am a single woman. I live alone. Thank God I have wonderful friends, great neighborhood, and I have a great, great tenant. But being alone, when that happens, I don't want to tell you how frightening that is. And something has to be done. If the city has enough money to put bicycle lanes, which no one uses, I don't understand why they cannot fix the sewer. It is ridiculous. That's all I have to say, but I really do hope this gets done now, because I can't sleep just thinking when there's a rainstorm. Besides the fact, no one cleans the leaves. I've actually gone to the sewer myself and cleaned out the leaves, and nobody comes around and prunes the trees, and we've had a very, very dry summer, so something has to be done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. If James Nicholson can please come up, and he will be followed by Maria Mazzoni.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim Nicholson. I'm a resident of Dyker Heights since 1958. My roots are deep in this neighborhood, and I had a sense of pride. That pride has turned to disgrace now, because it's disgusting the conditions that we have to live in, with sewage coming into our homes, destroying our properties year after year after year, and it seems to fall on deaf ears. There's always money for, like they had said, bike lanes and a hotel and a school. We want the basics. We're not living in a third world country here. We're paying enormous amounts of property taxes, and our values of our home are going to tank if everyone knows that we're living in a flood zone. And it's not really a flood zone. It's because the city stopped at 77th Street with the sewage project. Why? Why do we have to be at a meeting on a Monday voicing our concerns because you're not giving us the basics? This is the basics. We pay for this. This shouldn't be. We've had enough. We're tired of the BS. Let's sit down and get something done and stop with the nonsense. It's turning into a partisan football. And I feel that we're being ignored because it's mostly, a Republican neighborhood. Is this what it's turned out to be? Is this what the root of it is? Because I don't want to believe that it's because of incompetence. I think that our leaders have our basic basic things at heart, that they want to do something for the neighborhood, but why can't they? It's got to be something more than that. Something is holding it back. Let's cut the red tape and get it done. Enough is enough.
Thank you. Next, we have Maria Mazzoni. Please come up, and she will be followed by Frank Ranieri.
My name is Maria Mazzoni. I live on 82nd Street. This is what happened to me last June. We had a similar rainfall. I was in my basement, and it got flooded so bad that the water reached my waist. I lost conscious from when my daughter came and found me. I didn't know where I was. I ended up in NYU for 2 days. And from that results, I have AFib. I take 2 pills a day and plus blood thinner. This shouldn't have happened. It affected my health. Why? Because this city does not want to do their job. We pay our tax. We don't hold back money. And I am tired and disgusted to hear all these false promises. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but nobody does anything.
Thank you. Once again, next we will welcome Frank Ranieri, and he will be followed by Steve Benzavenia. Oh, thank you, Steve. Thank you. So after, he will be followed by Vincent Raiola. Thank you.
Hi, guys. What I want to say is, I've been here like 50 years in this neighborhood, and I reported many, many times on 311 about the floods. I cut the sheetrock out in the bottom of my walls about 5 times already. The new cabinets that I have down there are all warped already. What are we going to do? We can't keep saying the same thing. We call, we say the same thing. This is like, it's like a kangaroo court. You don't get anything done. Something's got to be done. Somebody's got to do something. Well, I just want to voice that opinion.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So Vincent Raiola is coming up, and then we will have Bassem come up. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm a resident in excess of 50 years. And I can tell you now, at the age of 81, I was shoveling the you-know-what against the tide the other day. That's not the first time. And it won't be the last time unless we get the sewers. And now, it's imperative. I don't want to hear this nonsense. I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, I'm independent, I'm conservative. We're people. For crying out loud, we pay taxes. We do our thing. We keep our neighborhoods clean. All we ask for is continue the job that was started umpteen years ago when I was here watching it. That's all I ask. I called your office, Mr. Brennan, believe me, a number of times. Everybody knows me there. And my neighbor, he's always on the job. So please, let's all get together. Let's make this the last meeting that we have to have. Let's get a sewer done.
Okay, thank you. And our last speaker for this evening, please welcome Bassem. Now, you are also speaking about flooding, but I understand this is from a different area.
Hey, I'm from Bay Ridge, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But what was it, Tuesday? I woke up and my car had been submerged in water. Every person on the block, their car had been submerged in water on Narrows Avenue, 71st and Narrows. So we noticed that the storm drains aren't being cleaned out regularly anymore, and that the kids at the school next door, they keep throwing garbage in the streets and it's not being cleaned up. So we need something done about that. I would like if at least we could get some kind of like public garbage cans on there, at least for something like that. Yeah, the sewer is never cleaned, and I've had to get rid of 2 of my tenants in the last year just because of that. So that's really my main concern.
Thank you so much. So we just, thank you. That concludes our public session. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate the passion and the heartfelt stories that we were able to hear from all of the residents who came out this evening. Thank you for keeping us informed about the community issues that are affecting all of you. We know that our public officials are always at our meetings, or their representatives are, and we think that they have heard you loud and clear. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Hi. Sorry. Okay, no, I hit the off button. So I just want to share that I thank you all for coming from 10th Avenue. Community Board 10 did advocate last year after that terrible flood, and we heard from lots of you. Each year, the Community Board, during the month of October, has an opportunity to put together capital and expense priorities, and we ranked the 10th Avenue sewer number 4 on that list. Wait a second. We can't, everything, wait. It was so I'm just explaining the process. I live in Dyker Heights, I understand. So I want to explain to you what our process is. Tonight you were here. There was a meeting last year too with Councilman Brannon. We will work on this issue. We will advocate for funds for 10th Avenue sewers from 77th Street to 86th Street. We will keep you updated. Please keep us updated. The other thing that the Department of Environmental Protection, I know many of you said in your remarks today that you did call 311, continue to do that. I know it seems annoying, but they are data driven. And we will continue to advocate on your behalf, and we appreciate you coming out tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This will conclude our public session. We thank you all for coming. Next, we go on to our public hearing. The first item on our agenda is a new SLA for wine, beer, and cider application at Big 5 Seafood Restaurant. May I ask you? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your quiet and cooperation. That'll be Chris coming up. I'm sorry, Josephine. Chris is coming up. Yes. May I please ask Chris Ellison to come up for this next part of our report? Thank you. Once again, please welcome our new chair for this committee. Please welcome Chris Ellison. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Chris Ellison. I'm the new chair for the Police and Public Safety. And when I took this, I thought it'd be easy. Till all this paperwork came my way. Hold on.
May we take a moment? Our public meeting must continue.
Guys, if you're finished in the back, could you please take it outside?
Thank you.
If you're finished in the back, can you please take your outside and have your discussion? Thank you very much. Thank you. Now it's quiet. So the Police and Public Safety Committee met on September 13, 2022. The meeting was scheduled for 7 o'clock. We started at 7:05 via Zoom. There was a quorum. It was for a new SLA liquor license permit for DRG Chop House Incorporated, doing business at Malone's Chop House, located at 9517 3rd Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11209. This is a new on-premise liquor application. The application, Mr. Greg Fosdale, appeared before the committee as the owner and representative. His attorney, Mr. Nicholas Mokia, was not present. The premise will operate as a restaurant with only background music. Hours of operation will be Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. There will not be any outdoor dining, and the interior seating will be for approximately 80 patrons. The applicant was informed that he may need a public assembly since his occupancy may be greater than 75. The applicant believes he has a public assembly. If he does have one, he was requested to send a copy to Community Board 10. The premise does have a certificate of occupancy dated December 14, 1988. The first floor on the C of O lists a store, kitchen, toilets, and restaurant extension in conjunction with 9519 3rd Avenue. The applicant states that he will not use a DJ. There is no adverse history at this location. This location was previously Embers and Vinny's Butcher Shop, if anybody remembers. Okay. After the discussion period, the committee's decision is to deny the applicant unless the applicant agrees to the following stipulations. The premise will operate as a restaurant. There will be no sale or consumption of alcohol on the premise until the appropriate license is issued by the SLA. The applicant will not serve or allow bring your own booze until license is obtained. The owner or manager will be on site during all hours of operation. The hours of operation will be 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The applicant will not sublet the premises. The doors shall remain closed with any amplified music. Background recorded and/or music sound levels will remain below the level permitted by the New York City Noise Code. There will not be any outdoor use. The establishment shall not sponsor or use any promoter or have promoted events. There will be no smoking permitted. There will be at least 20% visibility view into the establishment at eye level. The applicant agrees that should it change its method of operation, it will give notice and meet with the Community Board Committee at least 45 days in advance of any such change. The applicant agreed to the stipulation. So, and we did meet in quorum. Is Mr. Fosdale here or any representative? No. Are there any questions? Okay. Yeah. So we did meet in quorum, so we don't need a motion, but we do need a vote. I did open it for discussion.
So then we are ready to vote? Yes, please. We need you, Lori. We do. Thank you.
Listen, I'm trying.
Good. All right. All those in favor?
Any opposed? Abstentions or recusals? Okay, motion carries.
Okay.
Thank you.
The second application that we had on our agenda that night was for a new SLA wine and beer application for Big Five Seafood Restaurant Incorporated, doing as Big Five. The location was 7109 13th Avenue in Brooklyn. This is a new application for beer, wine, and cider. The owner is Z Lang Chen, is present and is represented by his attorney, Ying Su, who is also present. I'm sorry, something going on? You're not the chair anymore.
She's doing a good job.
I understand. Thank you. Thank you, Ruth. Okay. The establishment is a restaurant, and the hours of operation will be Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. The restaurant will not have any background music. There is a certificate of occupancy dated August 29, 1994, with the cellar listed as commercial and used accessory uses. First and second floor are as commercial. Both floors are listed for use as an eating or drinking establishment, but not dancing, with a capacity of 200 persons or less. The occupancy on the C of O is listed for the first floor, 52 occupants, and the second floor, 38. The maximum number of persons anticipated to occupy the premise is 70, as per the applicant. The owner, through his attorney, states there will not be any music or entertainment on the premise. The restaurant will not have any outdoor dining. After the discussion period, the committee's decision is to deny the applicant unless the applicant agrees to the following stipulation. The premise will operate as a restaurant. There will be no sale or consumption of alcohol on the premise until the appropriate license is issued by the SLA. Applicant will not serve or allow BYOB until license is obtained. The owner-manager will be on-site during all hours of operation. The hours of operation will be Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. There will be no outdoor use. There will be no smoking permitted. There will be 20% visibility view in the establishment at eye level. There will be no music. Once the SLA license is obtained, the community board may call upon the applicant to address any concerns that may arise. The applicant agrees that should it change its method of operation, it will give notice and meet with the community board committee at least 45 days in advance of any such change. The applicant has agreed to the above stipulation. The committee met in quorum. We voted unanimously in favor. Now I'll put it.
Do we have any questions or comments for our discussion? Seeing none, we are ready for a vote. All in favor? Thank you. Do we have any opposed? Any recusals? Thank you. The motion carries.
All right. So those were the two items for our committee meeting on the 13th. But on the morning of the 14th, we received an email at the district office for Pippin's Pub. All right. They had relocated. They are in the process of relocating. All right. And they need to get a transfer. I'm going to read an email that was sent by Justin Brannon to the SLA. It explains most of what is going on their transfer, and it's easier than me trying to explain it to you at all. So it says, I hope this finds you both well. I am the New York City Councilman for District 43, located in Southwest Brooklyn, New York. My district includes the Brooklyn neighborhood known as Bay Ridge, where I was born and raised. I'm writing to you to seek your assistance on behalf of a local business establishment known as Pippin's Pub. Pippin's Pub Incorporated is a family-based restaurant that has been in operation in our community for over 50 years. Pippin's Pub enjoys a truly stellar reputation in the community and has been involved in community activities such as sponsored location sports teams, contributing to local food pantries, and involvement with local charity events. It is in the public interest of the residents of Bay Ridge that Pippin's Pub remain open to continually serve the community. On July 22, 2022, Pippin's Pub filed for both a petition for removal of its on-premise liquor license, serial number 1289579, from its current location, 9023 3rd Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11209, to 8814 3rd Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11209, a distance of approximately 1.5 blocks, and an application for a temporary permit. The new location, 8814 3rd Avenue, is within 500 feet of 3 other licensed establishments, Chadwick's, Cebu, O'Sullivan's, and has been licensed in the past, although not continuously, since November 1st, 1993. The last restaurant to occupy the location was known as Lombardi's, which has since been closed. This is the old Patsy's Trace location, just to give you an idea. So I have been informed by local community board 10 waived the 30-day statutory wait period in favor of Pippin's Pub. On behalf of the greater Bay Ridge community, I'm requesting the SLA dispense with conducting a formal 500-foot hearing for the local location, or scheduled a 500-foot hearing before September 30th. The Bay Ridge community's 48th annual 3rd Avenue Festival will be taking place on Saturday, October 1st, 2022. And we would like Pippin's Pub, who is one of the event's main sponsors, to participate in the festival, just like it did for the first festival held 48 years ago. Now at their new home and location, we are requesting that pending the review of the petition for removal, the SLA issue a temporary permit to Pippin's Pub before September 30th, 22. And thank you, quarterly, Justin Brannon. I didn't write it. So, in the past at that location, we did on February 23rd, February 22nd, I believe, 2021. We did it for Lombardi's. The committee had met and had voted, and not the committee, the community board met and voted in favor. And this was the following. all right, that the license be denied. The application part of this method, sorry. That the establishment be denied unless the applicant agrees to the following stipulation. The premise will operate as a restaurant. There will be no sale or consumption of alcohol on the premise until appropriate authorization is issued by the SLA. The hours of operation will be Sunday through Saturday, 11 to 12. The doors and windows are to remain closed in coordination with any amplified music. There will only be background recorded music. The sound level will remain below the level permitted by New York City Noise Code. There will be no music on the outside of the premise. There will be no regular use of outdoor space. The owner may use a limited amount of sidewalk space in light of COVID restrictions on restaurant capacity for the near future. There will not be street use. There is not permitted in this location since there is a fire hydrant directly in front. The licensee shall not use any promoter or have promote events. There will be no smoking permitted. The applicant agrees that should a changed method of operation will give notice to the committee and the community board committee at least 45 days in advance of such change. And the prior applicant agreed. So Pippins has filed for a transfer for their SLA license. The owner is Mr. Anthony Bartholomoso. The principal and co-owners are Stephen Oliver and Paul Blandorf. An attorney is William Gary. I don't know if they're present tonight. This is for a transfer. The current license expires March 31st, 2023. They have submitted the application to us. The hours of operation are 12 to 12, Monday through Sunday. Maximum anticipated is 138 persons. They have enough seating for 76. The premise does have a certificate of occupancy. They did submit photographs. They did submit a menu. And hold on. And just to let you know, the certificate of occupancy is a kitchen in conjunction with eating and drinking establishment on the first floor, storage office, toilets, refuse room, and mechanical room. That is in the basement, and the second floor is eating and drinking establishment. So, we need a motion, is correct, since we did not meet in quorum.
I make a motion to accept the stipulations as presented.
Anybody second? Mr. Chair, would you like to?
Okay. Now we need we have a discussion.
Who seconded the motion? I'm sorry.
Joe seconded, but Dean had a question.
Go ahead. We're also voting to support that the transfer of the license and trying to get the 500-foot waived. Or, I'm sorry. All right, so, okay. Expedited. Yeah.
It's a little confusing. We both juggling because it came in after the Police and Public Safety Committee meeting. So the 500, we were notified by the State Liquor Authority of the 500-foot hearing. So quickly, Pippins and their attorney, Bill Gary, put together the application, submitted it to the board. They did agree with the stipulations that that were read, that Chris just read, that we had for the prior establishment. So the hearing is already, I think it's next week, or we have to comment by next week. So we do, like we do all applications, the motion to deny unless the steps are agreed, and it's pretty simple. There's no adverse history at either site, and that's it. Lori? Right. That was actually before, we actually took that out, yeah.
This was in 2021.
One.
Number two, the only other thing I wanted to say is just for clarification from anyone, is that there isn't necessarily a 500-foot hearing unless we all, make a stink about it and then they'll hold the hearing. So really the reason why, this just didn't go before the committee. So it's just a little short
Right.
notice.
But there is
and we can say, hey, we've discussed it, we're in favor of it if we want to. So that I just wanted to speak on that.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused here because 500-foot hearing, the purpose of it is to have a hearing.
There is a hearing. It's because there are three or more other license purposes.
People in the community would then have been
Yeah, so
I just wanted to just be clear, I'm personally in favor of this because
great question, Steve. There was absolutely public notice. The board did it. Pippins did it. You know, we did it last week. They posted the notice. The board did a distribution before the meeting. We invited people here tonight. Yes, we did. Thank you.
Any other questions? Discussion? Do the owners wish to speak on it, or no, we're good? We're good. All right, so then we have that motion on the floor.
We had a second?
We had it seconded by Joe, so then we are ready for our vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any opposed? Any recusal? And the motion carries. Thank you so much, and thank you, Chris.
And that is the end of my report.
All right. Thank you. And thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Everyone was getting excited when they heard that the menu was in part of the things being shared. Thank you. And now, thank you. And thank you to Chris. That was his first police and public safety report for us. And now we go on to the chair's report. And so now it's my turn. So September is the start of our new year and my role as chair, and I wish you all, with that in mind, a happy new year. I hope you remember to take pride in your membership on our board and accept the responsibility that comes with it. All of the issues that come before us affect the quality of life in our community, as you could see by tonight's public session. And we are part of a vibrant and active community. There are so many good things found within our community that do make it a great place to live and work. Our beautiful homes, our top schools, our houses of worship, the medical care, the shops, the restaurants, the supermarkets, access to transportation, parks, community events, and many wonderful community organizations. As board members, we get to connect our community to city government. The work we do is a public service. We are all advocates and liaisons for our community. But the true work does not happen at the general meetings like this. The work we do happens at our committee meetings. Committee meetings are the most important place for us to show up and be involved. We do not make the laws, but we are called upon to offer advice or feedback on an issue. The committee meetings are where presentations are given by our city agencies. This is where we hear from passionate members of the public, like we heard tonight, who are invested in a particular issue. Your committee meeting is where board members get to participate in a longer discussion and make a recommendation for our whole board to vote on at the monthly general board public meeting. This is an opportunity that should not be wasted. It is a key role in getting things done with community input. As board members, we must be knowledgeable about the issues we are voting on. Our borough president, Antonio Reynoso, will be providing professional learning via Zoom to help educate board members. Coming up, there is a presentation on ULURP, which is the Uniform Land Use Review Procedure. This is an important issue in our neighborhood, and you need to understand it to vote on it. Our district manager and community coordinator sent us information via email to really prepare us for our meetings. When you come to a meeting, you have to do your homework and be ready to discuss the issues at hand. Preparation and attendance are key to being a board member. We are united in our purpose to make our community the best it can be. You are all community leaders, and I am depending on you to make this the best year. Thank you so much. Respectfully submitted.
Thank you, and congratulations again, Jane. So happy that you're taking on the helm. I'm excited to begin the new session and happy to share some updates to you board members tonight. So we had an action-packed summer. We were very grateful this year to participate for the first time in the Department of Youth and Community Development's Ladders for Leaders summer program. We had 2 interns that were assigned to the office. They were great. They kept us on our toes. And Dan, you'll be impressed. They even taught us some nifty tech tips. I learned how to do, what was it, the air? I learned how to transfer things through the air. Air drop. I'm learning. So they learned about government. I learned about tech. It was very, very exciting. So the Community Board 10 newsletter, one of the interns actually helped, and worked on that. And she really wanted to do the phones and learn about communications. And our newsletter continues to grow in membership, and we're very excited. We also added about 200 followers to our social media, Instagram and communications. Henry, we're doing pretty good, but we could do better. So I'm going to remind everyone to make sure that you like and invite your friends to our pages. The #1 service request of the summer from residents was rat sightings. As I mentioned at the end of our June meeting, it was something that Councilman Brannan and I think we tag teamed on the phone and on emails over and over again, hearing from residents, especially in Shore Road Park, Dyker Beach Park, and certain portions of the district. And I have to tell you, Councilman Brannan really sounded the alarm to the Department of Health and the Parks Department to get abatement, and it's ongoing. Milling and resurfacing, pedestrian ramps is taking place throughout the district, as you know. There's a complete list on the website. The New York State Department of Transportation is currently working on an emergency project at the Ovington and 7th Avenue overpass over the BQE. The emergency work is expected to be completed possibly in November. They're hoping before then. The current posted weight for the bridge has been changed to 6 tons, meaning that any tractor trailers that are in the area now have to make a right turn onto 7th Avenue and cannot cross the bridge in either direction. So the New York City DOT put up a posted sign for the weight limit, and that will come down once the work is completed. So as you know, Community Board 10 also has an advisory role, which keeps us very busy during the summer for block parties. This year, I'm happy to report that we received a record number of block parties in Community District 10, 89. And just to compare it to 61 last year in 2021 and 72 before the pandemic. So we thank our local block association and community leaders for bringing neighbors together, and a block party is really a fun way to do that. And we got a lot of positive feedback. People are actually happy to be back out and really wanted to come together. So budget consultations, I mentioned it earlier, each year for new board members, I'm really speaking to you all tonight. During the month of October is when the community board has an opportunity in the city's budget cycle to present to the Office of Management and Budget our capital and expense priorities. You may have noticed that in the newsletter and on our social media accounts, we asked residents to bring, and I think that's why so many residents came out tonight, many are on our newsletter blast, to provide any capital and expense needs so that we can share those needs with the executive committee and with you next month. And I was telling Dorothy, it amazes me the power of social media. Sometimes in that e-newsletter, we have a dozen responses already, and it's only been out a week. So this week, I'm going to be emailing you last year's capital and expense list. So this is for new board members to take a look, take a review. Our Parks Committee meeting is tomorrow night, and that will be updated because there were many of our capital priorities that were funded thanks to Councilmember Justin Brannan. So we're going to learn about those updates, and we're going to create a new list at next month's meeting. We will have a public meeting. We've also done outreach to all community organizations in the district as well. So with the start of school, we are hearing from parents about concerns and the need for more school crossing guards. So this is not a funding issue because funding is in place. The problem is, as we understand it, is it's a citywide hiring issue that's impacting not only the police department through school crossing guards, but many city agencies. I've had during the month of September, community boards also participate in budget consultations with agencies, and we're hearing this theme over and over again. We were down 6 crossing guards, and we've heard most vocally from residents about the missing crossing guards at Ovington and 7th Avenue and 12th Avenue and 65th Street. So it is an issue of concern, and we are responding to those neighbors, and hopefully we'll have an update. Next week, we have a meeting with the police department through budget consultation, so we hope to have an update, and I'll report to you that during the executive committee and next month. So I put a paragraph here about 10th Avenue. I won't go through it. You heard from 10th Avenue residents here tonight. One of the recurring themes that we've heard after big storms is cleaning the catch basins. And I think this is something, you know, perhaps we can have a future meeting on, but the city was a little bit more aggressive in years past in cleaning catch basins. It is the responsibility of both DEP and the homeowner to clean, and we've had a lot of leaves, and believe it or not, it really does make a difference. So if you're a homeowner and you have leaves at the corner catch basin, that's not the solve-all for all issues. We do remind people, especially during this month, to clear those, because during heavy rain events or cloudburst events, it really does make a difference in street flooding. And in addition to 10th Avenue, we have a few other areas in the district that do flood during heavy rain events. If you are on social media, you may have also seen posts from families about what seems to be a sudden proliferation of smoke shops throughout Community Board 10 area. We're getting lots and lots of calls. Cannabis was legalized in New York State, and the Office of Cannabis Management is in the process of formulating a procedure. So they haven't even begun issuing these licenses yet. And all of the locations were reported to the Office of Cannabis Enforcement to take a look at their permitting. But there's lots involved in smoke shops. It's tobacco that's being sold, it's CBD products that are being sold. So the New York State licenses CBD right now in certain forms of it. And I think after getting all of these calls, that we would probably be best to put a meeting together when all of these rules are established, so we understand and we could give the public an opportunity to understand what's going on. Many of these locations are within, you know, walking distance of schools, and since school opened, they're beginning to notice because their ads are targeting young people, and I think it's something that we should be aware of and pay attention to, and will certainly be a topic of discussion. As Jane and I, we spoke often the last few weeks about this. I did attend a meeting hosted by Borough President Antonio Reynoso on the new cannabis laws, and the Borough President's office will also continue to keep us updated and host meetings like this to keep us apprised. So I have a few announcements. The New York City Board of Elections asked us to remind all that the general election is November 8th, and the last day to register to vote in person is October 14th. You may have seen on TV this week, the Arab community of Brooklyn is welcoming little Amal. She's a giant puppet representing a little girl on a big journey. We sent that out in today's e-newsletter. And little Amal will be right here on 5th Avenue this week. She will be marching on September 23rd. From 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. along 5th Avenue from 68th Street to 79th Street. There were many local sponsors of this event, including the Arab American Association, Councilman Brannan, Assemblymember Mathilde Frontis, Muslims Giving Back, and so many more on the flyer. So if you're around next week, there's been a lot of interest and a few calls about it, so it seems like a very nice event, and she will be in New York City from September 14th through October 2nd. Yes. 5th Avenue. It'll be on 5th Avenue, yes, from 68th to 79th Street. And our next general board meeting of Community Board 10 will take place right here in this room on Monday, October 21st, right here. Oh, I'm sorry, Monday, October 17th. I'm sorry. And I did change that. I'm having an issue. And so Monday, October 17th, in person, right here in this room. And I just want to say again to new board members, I know this is all very overwhelming. I tell everyone, I'm going to tell you here in front of all of our board members, we're all here to help fellow board members. And if you have a question, please reach out to the district office. We are there to answer and to be of help. Respectfully submitted. Madam Chair, back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And now we will go on to our treasurer's report. Please welcome Shirley Chin.
Congratulations to all of you. Good evening. Treasurer's report as of August 31st, 2022. Total personal services, $33,673.29. Total other than personal services, we have $908.64, leaving an encumbered budget balance of $233,009.07. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now on to our committee reports. This evening, providing our Zoning and Land Use Committee report, please welcome Ann Falutico.
So the zoning committee met in quorum on the 15th of September, and I'm giving this report on behalf of Doris Cruz, who's not able to be here tonight. We had this is an informational report. We had a presentation given by David Weisglass from the Department of City Planning. It was a very helpful and valuable report, and in fact, Josephine sent a link today for everyone to be able to see that report in its full. So basically, it's just some bullet points about what was covered by David Weisglass. He covered zoning basics, explaining that zoning basically forms descriptions, not descriptions, but restrictions involving use and use of space. Basic terms were explained, such as floor area ratio, which is building size as it relates to the size of its lot, height restrictions, including height factor, and the contextual height regulations, which have been developed more recently, building envelope, including base height, sky exposure plane, and other height restrictions, open space ratio, yard regulations, which then this group of regulations relates to how a structure sits on the site and how much space it can take on the footprint and what space, in fact, must be left open. He also covered parking and loading. And then he helped us to be able to understand zoning district designations with R for residential, C for commercial, M for manufacturing. And he also explained in general how the numbers which follow the letters make some sense. And that is that as the numbers increase, the intensity of the use and the density that's permitted increase as well. So it's just a bit of shorthand. He also went into the ULURP process. This is a complex process, and we deal with it here regularly. It cannot be summarized in a few words. However, he outlined the timeframes for each subsequent step in the process as it goes from Department of City Planning to the Community Planning Board to the Borough President's Office and back to City Planning and then to the City Council. Other topics that were covered, this was in response to questions that were asked. City Planning doesn't just up and say one morning, you know, we think this is too dense, this is too sparse, and change the zoning of their own accord. Zoning is changed either by New York City-led applications or by privately filed applications. And while we're on that topic, David shared with us some of the city-led efforts. Okay, so upcoming applications that are being initiated by the city for zoning changes include a Gowanus rezoning, Soho NoHo rezoning, and upcoming actions will include an M Crown district along Atlantic Avenue, and then a few of pet projects by Mayor Adams, including zoning for economic opportunity, zoning for zero carbon, and zoning for housing opportunity. And lastly, I just want to say that David patted us on the back as a community board by saying that we are generally very specific and clear in response to applications, not just giving things an approval or disapproval status, but actually providing the reasons, and that this is historically very helpful for city planning and gives them more clear information for their consideration. And the meeting was adjourned at 8 o'clock. Thank you.
And now we need to move on to our closed section. I'm sorry, the mic is not working, so let's use So thank you so much. So now this is a closed session for board members only. So do we have a moment then for anyone not on the